Well, I've heard a lot of people ask, hey, well, what goes into buying a property? And I thought I would share just a little bit about purchasing real estate. So I'm at a house today. I kind of share it with you. It's a older home, built in 1977. We got a lot of sunlight here, but you can kind of tell what it looks like. It's a nice one-owner property, custom built. It's got a very rare brick about it. This is not brick veneer, it's a real brick. And as I'm looking at this property, and I see these big pine trees all the way around, one of the concerns I would have by coming out here to start with is, hey, these trees could be a little dangerous. How much would it be to remove these trees? That's the first thing I'm looking at. Next thing I'm looking at is, hey, look at this roof. That's an architectural shingle, 30-year lifespan typically. But how old is it? Do I see any nail pops? Do I see anything on this roof that should be a concern? Now look at the windows. So these are a wood window, and I can tell they're thermal. Thermal means they're not single pane, that they have two pieces of glass and argon gas in between. But typically these wood windows, the water will collect at the bottom, and you'll get a little wood rot on the bottom part of the sash. Now I'm looking at these vents. I see a crack in the brick here. It may be just something pretty normal because I don't see a crack really running all the way up. But I do see a little bit of here, a crack in the mortar. So is there an issue? Now I'm looking at the caulking on the windows. That needs to be redone. Beautiful home, but of course you have to check everything out to make sure there's no real issues. I know this is on a corner lot. I know it was built in 1977. And being built in 1977, I know it's going to require a lead-based paint disclosure, because anything prior to 1978 requires that. Are there any easements on this property? Like if I want to put a fence or a pool in, can I? Is it on a septic tank? Is it on city sewer and water? Now, if it's on city sewer and water, we're going to be a whole lot better off because you can pretty much do what you want to do without worrying about a tank. But hey, you got to check it out. Why is this open? Do we have any issues down here in this crawl space? Do we have fallen insulation? Do we have moisture and termites? I'm not quite sure because I hadn't crawled underneath, but it's something I got to check. I'm seeing some wood rot around these windows as well. And again, I'm not a licensed home inspector, I'm just a real estate broker, but these are things I'm looking for. Why is this sash open? It's not locked. As I come around the back, I'm going, okay, well, we've got gutters, that's good. Are they clean? Are the boots up top, are they in good shape? Why is the crawl space door open? It does have a vapor barrier, and I do see some hanging insulation throughout. I see some ductwork that needs to be wrapped as well, so that might be a concern. I'm going to close this up because animals can get down here, and if they do, guess what? They can cause more damage. Why is there a brick hanging? What kind of heat and air unit is this? I don't see a gas line anywhere, so I would say that is a heat pump. And then I also see there's propane. So is that for gas logs? Is that for a gas range? Is it for a gas water heater? That's things we have to find out as well. Definitely have some pine straw. That collecting up there could cause some issues. I don't see any nail pops or granular on the roof, so I would say it's still got some life to it. I'm not sure how much. Who owns the property? Is the rightful owner of this property the one that's selling the property? What are the restrictive covenants? Can I do everything I want to do if I buy this home? What kind of loan does it qualify for? We don't know. because we don't know the condition. If this is FHA or VA or USDA, the appraiser will notate issues that be corrected as part of the loan condition. How much is it going to cost to update this property? So if you're not liking the way it looks and you want to update it, are you going to replace cabinets and countertops? Are you going to put quartz in? Or are you replacing the appliances in here as well? Why is this up here? Do we have a leak? Somebody fall through? Looks like they're going to be installing a microwave. What is this house really worth? Because I can tell you, when they go on the market, the Zestimate on Zillow changes. I promise you. Look at a property, and I promise you that that Zestimate will change with whatever you list the price at. What's going on with this ceiling? Why is it when I'm walking, I know I'm not the lightest guy in the world, but why are things bouncing? Do we have a problem in this crawl space? Not sure. I'm not sure because I'm not down there. What else am I seeing? Do we want to scrape the ceilings? How much would that cost? Why is there some sheetrock up there separating? So when you put a contract on a property, you need to make sure it's the right seller. You got to make sure you're approved for that loan, because a lot of times the money you put down is non-refundable. You want to make sure that you are solid. Then you're going to probably get the appraisal done. Then you're going to have a home inspection done. I can tell you that the argon gas has dissipated out of here. You can tell with the moisture in here, which means it doesn't have the energy efficiency it normally would have had. I can tell that this is a real wood burning fireplace, but they have gas logs in there. There's also should be a damper as well. Why is there cracks in the brick? Not sure. How about if you want to paint everything? You don't like the blue trim. What kind of floors are these? I can tell you they're 3/4 inch real wood floors, and they can be sanded and refinished. I'll look for cracks on the tile, because normally you'll see some kind of settlement there, and that could be a crawl space issue. So, you got a lot of research you've got to do before you actually purchase a home, making sure you look at the restrictive covenants. Is there an HOA? Is it worth what you're paying for it? You normally don't have a home inspection done until after you have a contract. Are you going to wind up losing your money based on the home inspections, the appraisal, the amount you gave the seller as part of the contract? And then all of a sudden, a couple of things could happen. Either one, the home inspection reveals a lot of different things that you're not happy with, but the contract says the property's as is. Can you ask for repairs? Certainly. Does the seller have to do them? No, they don't. North Carolina, the contract is also not contingent on it appraising. So if it doesn't appraise, does the seller have to come down in price? No, they don't. So there's a lot of different things when it comes to buying a property that you need to be aware of. And I really think that you need to make sure you do your research, because if you just hire an attorney, all they're really doing is doing a title search to make sure they can convey the deed clear without any additional liens. And you want to make sure that it is free and clear of liens. You want to make certain that the property you're buying is worth the amount you're paying for it. You want to make sure it's in good condition and you're not going to be in disarray of repairs. All those things are extremely important. Now, let's say that there is an issue and it's not really the seller, not the true owner. Let's say it's an estate property. Did someone have the power of attorney to sell the property? If that person's still alive, that's when you need a power of attorney. Are they the executive of the estate if somebody's passed away? If they are the executive of the estate, do we have in a situation to where there's other siblings? Are they married? Because all those folks have to sign it, because you got to be able to get title insurance. That title insurance covers you for anybody that comes against the property saying that they're owed money. It protects you. Anyway, there's a lot that goes into buying a house. It's not just coming up and taking a look at it and saying, oh, that's nice, let's buy it. How old is it? How old is the roof? How old is the heat and air system? How old is the water heater? How are the windows? Are the windows in good shape or not? Do they need to be replaced? The roof, does it need to be done? Does the interior need to be redone? Again, is there any restrictive covenants? And if you want to put a pool in, an above ground, is there a covenant that says you cannot? If you have a boat, can you park that boat on the property? Does it have to be behind the property? What kind of fence do they allow? Hey, how about if you love pets and you've got 3 dogs and you find out the covenant says you can only have 2? Did you pull that out and make sure it was all good? Anyway, I thought this might be a good little situation to discuss. Maybe it would help somebody out.